This week on WestfordCAT News, we bring you an interview with the Westford Academy Athletic Director, Jeff Bunyan, who talks about the upcoming season.
We have a total of 73 teams between the middle schools and the high school, so there's a lot happening in athletics in Westford.
We show you how Harde transformed herself into a historical figure, Kate Hamlin, and led a tour through the town center. And we talk to the new chairperson of the Dog Park Task Force, Lauren Coffey.
We have 3 parcels that we are currently looking at. One has a conservation restriction and may not be able to have fencing put up.
WestfordCAT News is next. I'm Chuck Steinhauser, a WestfordCAT volunteer. Now before we get started, I'd like to remind you to sign up for our email alerts to get our latest Westford News articles. Just visit westfordcatnews.org and click on the red subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. After 3 years of searching unsuccessfully for a parcel of land that could be used as a dog park, Edie Fuccione is stepping down as chairperson of the Dog Park Task Force, and Lauren Coffey is stepping up. Here's WestfordCAT News Director Joyce Polino-Crane with Fuccione.
We do have one new location that we've been following the trail, and it does sometimes feel like a trail because you have to go from one committee to one person to another committee. But we do have one that we're working on. Lauren Coffey has been working on that in particular. And actually, Lauren will be taking over the task force when I resign within the next month or two. I intend to step aside, stay on the task force, but I'm pretty exhausted from thinking about dogs and dog parks, and every time I go out for a ride, I look around, and just that alone is exhausting, just looking for the land as I go about the town.
Crane asked Coffey about the new potential sites. Here's what Coffey had to say.
We have 3 parcels that we are currently looking at. One has a conservation restriction and may not be able to have fencing put up. One parcel actually is a dual parcel owned by 2 different commissions in town. That's why I don't want to name it right at this moment. And there may be an extraneous piece of land left over from a developer over on the 110 area. And we're maybe hopeful that they would deed it back to the town. We have taken into account all of the objections that neighbors and abutters have had, and we're trying to find a parcel that's going to make everybody happy, especially the dogs.
So one of the big issues is parking, is it not?
Certainly the success of the Chelmsford Dog Park has taught us that we need parking for about 35 cars for a peak time on a Saturday or Sunday.
WestfordCAT will continue to update you on the dog park pursuit. Here's WestfordCAT News Director Joyce Polino-Crane with a highlight from a Selectmen's meeting on August 20th.
Thanks, Chuck. Despite an impassioned speech by Conservation Commissioner Eric Foley, Selectmen voted Tuesday 3-0 to allow National Grid to take down 106 trees along 10 roads. 3 town-owned trees will be pruned as well. The effort is designed to prevent snow-covered branches from weighing down electrical wires and causing them to snap. Here's Foley, followed by Selectman Tom Clay.
About a month ago, I saw Chip, met with Chip, sat in a room with Chip, his arborist, as we talked about what was going to happen along Dunstable Road, because I had seen the markers, and I had seen orange tape, and I had seen red blazes on the trees, and I knew what that meant, being a Conservation Commission member. I've been on the ConsCom now for over 25 years. So I talked to Chip about that, and it's like, a lot of the trees that were marked, these aren't small trees. I'm talking trees I can't even put my arms around. They're so big. They've been here a lot longer than you and I have been on this earth. And so I'm thinking, wow, how is Dunstable Road going to look? You know, I've been traveling Dunstable Road now for, what, 28 years. And, you know, a lot of people who used to go to Wyman's before it came Summer Village, they all remember what that looks like. You know, a nice canopied road going down, gone. Gone. Back from the poles, 8 feet plus, stumped, although the stumps are still there. Does it look like there's somebody's been trying to adjust it and make it look? Maybe they have. Does it look like that? No, it doesn't. Don't take my word for it. Look at it yourselves.
I guess motion to approve the National Grid tree cutting plan as represented in the Board of Selectmen's meeting this evening. That covers Concord Road, Abbott Street, Pine Street, Town Farm Road, North Main Street, Country Road, Beaverbrook Road, Pleasant Street, East Prescott Street, and Palermo Street. Yeah.
Good. As list dated 7/31/2019, Town of Westford town-owned trees.
As amended.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to close public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Selectmen Scott Hazelton and Andrea Perriner-Sweet were absent. To watch the entire Selectmen's meeting, visit WestfordCAT.org. Back to you, Chuck.
Town Manager Jody Ross wrote in her August newsletter that Health Agent Ray Dick has been promoted to Director of Environmental Services in the Health Department. Ross also welcomed newly appointed Assistant Town Planner Matthew Salem, the new Town Clerk Record Supervisor Alyssa Ingalls, Fire Department Member Richard Lane, Highway Department Member Richard Leonard, and Police Officer James Antonelli Jr. Westford Academy trustee Jeff Hall paid a visit to the high school's athletic director Jeff Bunyan on August 13th, 2 weeks before the start of the 2019-2020 school year. Here's part of the conversation they shared.
You came to this town, you've been in Westford since 1992, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
When did you start at Westford Academy?
I started in Westford Academy in 2010
Okay.
in the PE wellness program as a teacher. I was in private industry for 20 years, sales manager, a lot of travel, flights, away from home a lot. Always wanted to do something more locally in my town, something that would involve physical fitness or sports, and was lucky enough. I spoke to Jim Antonelli, and I went through the steps to get my teacher's license. Was a teacher for 8 years.
Yeah.
And then when this opportunity came up, I thought it was a great opportunity to put both my business background and my love and knowledge of sports to use.
You're being rather modest. Didn't you play some professional hockey?
I did play 2 years of pro hockey in Sweden after college. Got out of school, wasn't sure what I wanted to do, did want to play the game, and was lucky enough to sign a contract for 2 years over there, and loved it. Had an opportunity to see new culture, lived there, really enjoyed it, but I thought it was time to maybe come home and try to get into business and put my degree to use.
There's some 1,700 students here at Westford Academy. How many of those participate in this?
There's almost 1,000 that participate in athletics.
Wow.
So it's a high number. There's something for everyone. I mean, we have tons of, outside of just my athletics or our school athletics, we have several clubs that they can participate in. But getting back to athletics, just in our fall season, we have 9 varsity teams, whether it's football or field hockey or volleyball, crew, cross country, golf.
To watch the entire interview, visit WestfordCAT.org. Westford historian Ellen Harde led a tour around the town center on August 18th, dressed as Kate Hamlin, a resident of Westford from 1847 when she was born until 1896 when the gold rush fever lured her to the West Coast. Here's Harde doing a reenactment of Hamlin based upon the memoirs she left behind.
Well, I was born in Westford, and I was born in the house right behind you, shaded now by trees. It's called today the Fletcher Tavern, and it certainly was the Fletcher home for many years. But it was my great-great-grandfather, Eleazar Hildreth, Eliezer Hamlin, then a widower and father of 15 children, who somehow managed to get my great-great-stepmother, the widow Hildreth Fletcher, to marry him. And therefore there have been 5 generations of my family that have lived in this. I consider it the Hamlin house now, but it will always be the Fletcher Tavern.
Hamlin lived until 1937. Look for the entire tour on WestfordCAT.org. Westford schools open for the new school year next week, so please drive carefully. Keep in mind that school buses frequently stop to pick up and drop off students. Now, the first week's schedule is complicated, but it will all sort out when students return to the school the day after Labor Day. Grades 1 through 5 begin on August 27th. Students in grades 6 and 9 will attend orientation on August 27th through 29th. Pre-K and kindergarten will have orientation on August 27th through 29th. Classes for pre-K, kindergarten, and kindergarten extended stay begin on September 3rd. Grades 7, 8, and 10 through 12 begin on August 28th. Charlie is a 2-year-old female French bulldog available now for adoption from the Lowell Humane Society. Here's production coordinator Patty Stocker with more.
Say wee wee to this friendly and playful little female French bulldog named Charlie, who came to the Lowell Humane Society back in July. She's available now for adoption to an adult-only home.
Hi, I'm Crystal Arnott with the Lowell Humane Society, and this is Charlie. Charlie is a 2-year-old French bulldog who was brought to the shelter because she was having a little trouble in the home. She became very possessive over the owner in the home, and they had little children, and Charlie just didn't want to share with the kids or the other dog, so she's here with us now. She would do best in a home as the only pet. However, she could have friends that she plays with. She loves to play with other dogs. She just doesn't like to share her house with another dog. Well, Charlie's only 2. She does have a neurological issue. Right now there's no treatment needed, but it does sometimes affect the way she walks. So you have to make sure you have a really good relationship with your vet and follow up to get her regular care and make sure that that neurological issue doesn't continue to worsen. She is an incredibly sweet and playful girl, and she's just a lot of fun. So come on down and meet her soon.
If you think you'd like to provide Charlie with her forever home, or would like more information on donating to or volunteering at the Lowell Humane Society, visit them Tuesday through Sunday at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell, or go to lowellhumanesociety.org. Call 978-452-7781. You can also find them on Facebook. For Westford Cat, I'm Patty Stocker.
What are you doing? Kisses. You give me kisses.
Let's take a look at the weather for this weekend and beyond.
I'm Unity Bhatt, a WestfordCAT volunteer and 9th grade student at Westford Academy. Wake up your week with a stimulating book discussion. The Monday Mystery Book Club will be on August 26th at 10:30 a.m. in the J.V. Fletcher Library. The August selection is White Heat by M.J. McGrath. Copies of the book are available for checkout at the main desk. New members are welcome to this free drop-in session. Visit westfordlibrary.org for more information. If you're turning 65 within the next year, the Cameron Senior Center's Introduction to Medicare may interest you. The presentation takes place at the Senior Center on September 10th at 6 p.m. The program will provide an overview of how and when to file for Medicare. Participants will have a chance to ask questions. Register for this free program by calling 978-692-5523 by Friday, September 6th. Are you in love with the Italian language and culture? Learn Italian through the Road and Bush Community Center and connect with the natives on your next trip. This 9-week class comes courtesy of the Fun World Language Academy of Westford. It meets Thursdays at 6:10 p.m. at 234 Littleton Road in Westford, beginning September 5th. The class is taught by Eleonora Cordovani, a native Italian speaker who moved to the U.S. from Italy in 2012. Tuition is $190 per person. Visit funworldlanguageacademy.com for more information. The Middlesex County 4-H Fair begins on Friday, August 23rd and ends on Sunday, August 25th at 55 South Chelmsford Road in Westford. Rabbits, sheep, chickens, horses, and goats will all be on show at this traditional event. A parade at 1 o'clock on Friday officially opens the fair. For a complete schedule of events, visit 4hmiddlesexfair.org. One final note, Westford, the Farmers Market ends on Tuesday, August 27th, so don't forget to stop at the Town Common next week between the hours of 2:30 and 6:30 p.m. It's the last chance to buy fresh produce, restaurant fare, and other items on the Common. But don't worry, Hill Orchard at the corner of Hunt and Chamberlain Roads will remain open until Thanksgiving, offering fresh produce from Farmer Dave's Farms. Back to you, Chuck.
That's it for now, Westford. We leave you with images from the Westford Academy football team practicing on the Westford Academy Trustees Field at Alumni Stadium.